Black leather glove, no sequin. Buckles on the jacket, it's elite shit. Nike crossbody got a piece in. Gotta dance, but it's really on some street shit. I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide. Left foot up, right foot slide. Basically I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Hey, Kelly, this one slide. Hey. Don't you wanna dance with me? No, I can dance like Michael Jackson. I can give you the action. It's a thriller.
Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? I'm gonna hit y'all with that The Boogie pregame show, episode 14. Hey, I told y'all, like the weatherman, you give me 7 tries, I'm gonna pick the Warriors 4. I got them twice. Hey, now I know I blew the first one. I blew a couple of games, but this last one, hey, we spot on. It was back and forth. The game, they got it to 10, but that was garbage time. I told you all plus or minus 6. They got it to 10. But hey, it was electric. It was a great game. Man, I was mid-air. Hey, thank you, United. I was on my way out to H-Town, so I caught the game in the air, man. But it was a great flight, great game. So what's good? Hey, here we are going into game 5. It's been good, y'all. It's been good. We got a great series. Very good series. Like tonight, I'll say it. Whoever wins tonight wins the series. Done. It's no way around it. Warriors win. They protecting home court. They gonna win game 7 at home. The Celtics win. They gonna win game 6 at home. They gonna get both of these. Warriors not gonna win in the Garden on a closeout game. Not gonna happen. So yeah, we gonna snip that now. So tonight is huge. Y'all buckle up. Do what you do. You know where I'm at with it. Hey, thank you, Corona. Shouts out. We back. I'm back in my Lakers room. I like shooting down here, man. A lot of good memories here. I got Cole back there. Y'all see the Magic. You know, you got some Gus Macker action. That's when I used to get down. Little pitches in the corner. Those are my HFPD primetime teams all over. So a lot of nostalgia, a lot of history in this room here. Good times, good times. So let's go. So game 3 went to the Warriors. Interesting game. Back and forth. Solid contributions from both sides of the ball. On the Warriors side, they made some runs. Steve Kerr made some decisions, y'all. We talked about Steve Kerr having to make some decisions. He made some decisions. One that we're going to get into. Celtics. This is where I talk about championship pedigree and inexperience. The Celtics had one great fourth quarter, and they won that game 1 and came back. You think about that. Without that game 1, this already, we 3-1 going into back to Golden State tonight. So that fourth quarter was very pivotal in the series. They blow that, it's 3-1, and we're at game 5 in the Garden, and it's over, people. But the inexperience that's when you get into closing out games, right? I was looking, I'm trying to give you all more stats. So Tatum is playing well. Tatum has not shown up in the fourth quarter. Through 4 games, he is 3 for 15 in the fourth quarter, and those 3 came in one game. He's 4 for 15. Those three of those came in the second game too. He's had games where he's only taken 1 shot in the fourth quarter, and Jaylen Brown's about in the same way. Your superstars have to produce, but they're not superstars yet. So that's part 1. They're not superstars. They are stars. And they will be superstars in this league. It's just a matter of time. But right now, they're stars. They're very good basketball players. And they can make an impact on the game. But there's a different level when you start talking superstar. And that leads me into, there's been a lot of talk, Steph dropped 43. He's supposed to. Steph is a superstar, and I think we don't believe that. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Superstar.
We got guest appearance, y'all. We might change the show up. We might change the format a little bit. But hold on, you don't have a Corona. So he'll be back. Checking the office refrigerator. So we talk about stardom. Back to Steph with 43. Steph had 43. He's supposed to have 43. He's a superstar. He's supposed to be able to put the team on his shoulders and carry them to a championship. I'm tired of hearing all this. He need help. No, You get what you get, then you turn it up a notch. Michael Jordan averaged 33, 6 years, 6 finals. He averaged 33, 6 and 6. LeBron, 9 finals. Is he on 9? 9. 20, 28, 10 and 8. Put him on your back. You're a superstar. Magic. If y'all didn't see Showtime, we talked about this. I remember the game. I watched the game on tape delay when Kareem sprained his ankle. Magic said, never fear, Magic's here. 42, 15, and 7, something ridiculous. Playing center. The man jumped center. When you're a superstar, you do what you have to. If that means taking every shot, you're going to take every shot and you're going to hit most of them. That's what superstars do. So Steph is about to show y'all what he's made of. He might drop 40 for the next 3 games. You know what? So what? If he does, say Steph was a superstar, he carried his team. Stop saying he needs some help. He got some help. But if you think those guys on this team are 30-point scorers, you're wrong. A healthy Klay, yes, he could get you 30 points. We playing with 75% of Klay Thompson. Got a new format for y'all today. On the show, welcome up, Mr. Anthony Strings.
How we doing, everybody?
We can slide around here. I'm changing things up here. We're gonna get some different commentary in here. We
Pleasure having me.
get a lot of feedback. Let's make sure we get everybody in, y'all. So give me time to adjust my setup so we can make sure we are in here.
We're live.
So listen. So give me your thoughts on superstar.
The numbers are there. I think that's obviously the first point when you want to talk about a superstar production. But in today's NBA, there's a lot of that just because of the way the game is. So I think you got to hit that second level of the winning criteria, which is where you see a lot of guys kind of plateau. Everybody can't do it. You see Steph, LeBron, Giannis has turned the corner. These are the superstars of the league. And that's not knocking anybody, but there's just another level to get it. Jason Tatum is sitting here on the brink of entering that threshold, but we'll see what he can do. Jaylen Brown as well. And, it takes time when you're young. You got time to figure out how to learn how to win. I think that's one of the biggest things that people take for granted. You got to build these rosters, and sometimes you just got to get there and see that adversity a couple times before you actually turn the corner and achieve greatness, like the guy right here. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, I think the superstar word itself gets tossed around a lot, but it's really a select.
Too loose. We use it. We too loose with it. Let me get in here, slide the share a little bit to make sure we get some good view in here. No, we too loose with that word. Like I said, but Steph is worthy of it. So let's see tonight. I say Steph goes for 40. They get the win. Now we talked about Steve Kerr and Draymond. So Draymond got benched. Man, if you played this game or you played any sport in your life, you hit the bench at some point. I think honestly, Draymond has just hit a wall. Sometimes players, he's pressing. I think he's overthinking. He's pressing. He almost traveled twice in the other game. He's pressing right now. It may happen again, but this is not a situation of let's bench Draymond. No.
This is the Draymond Green coming out party tonight. He's a guy who's been here before. I think he's dealing right now with actually being off and out of his game a little bit, which shouldn't happen now, but it does. Unfortunately, we're seeing it on the other side with Jason. And then on top of that, the narrative that's going on with him doesn't help either. I think he tried to change his game, and he even admitted that a little bit after the technical and the near ejection. So he made some adjustments there, kind of played a little bit softer, which, really hurts him because if he's playing soft, I'll go ahead and say it, he's borderline useless these days. And then, that happens at home and you go to Boston, that's not the place to kind of be fumbling with your identity. So things aren't going well. 17 points, 19 fouls in the series so far, but we'll see. Got a good feeling. Sometimes you just need a homecoming to get fired up, get back to the Draymond that we know. And I think we'll see that tonight.
And I couldn't agree more. I think tonight, Steve Kerr is going to go back with them. What I don't want to see is Otto Porter starting. But I've been telling y'all about Looney for the last month. As soon as Looney got back in the game, he played half of the first quarter and had 7 rebounds. He's not going to stop Robert Williams, but he's big enough to make Robert Williams have to work around in that block. Like, I get trying to speed the game up, but you need a little bit of size. So hopefully we see Looney back in the starting lineup tonight. Now, for the Celtics, there's no other, like, they're playing their game. Maybe they need to figure out how to better defend the pick and roll with Steph. I really don't think you can. Again, this goes back to superstardom. Steph gonna figure it out before you do. So if you come back with something else, Steph's gonna adjust. And go ahead, and he's gonna make a play.
So they've been, and I've been talking about this. It's really interesting because, you know, with Steph Curry, the reality of it is he's, you know, probably the best shooter of all time, and, you know, a step further than that, one of the best isolation players of all time. So you see what they're doing on these pick and rolls is they're playing drop coverage, which is, you know, almost counterintuitive when you're thinking about guarding Steph Curry. You're just going to give him a three and die by it. But when you look at the Celtics' path to get here, they did get lit up by all of the superstars they played. You know, Kevin Durant didn't have the best series, but him and Kyrie did their thing to a certain extent. Giannis dominated. Jimmy Butler was dropping 40 balls left and right. But if their game plan is to give you that and then shut everybody else down, they're finding some success with it, which leads them here now. So it's going to be interesting to see, in my opinion, can Steph keep this up? I saw a stat today that said, I think there's 4 people in NBA Finals history who've been the leading scorer in every game played and then proceeded to win it. And he's chasing that right now. We'll see if he can give us another 30, 35. And if he can get some help out of his second and third option, Clay and Dre, I think they take this one. And then the scary thing is if they find their groove. So
That's where we disagree. The Celtics not getting this one. But that's interesting. Those 4 guys, I would have to say, if I pick those 4 guys, it would be LeBron, Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, and Jerry West.
I don't think KD. I think Steph. There's no way. I think Steph had to have been the leading scorer.
I don't think he got a game. Maybe
I want
we
to
have
say
to go
it's
dig
I
in.
think Jerry West or Kevin McHale is on there.
Kevin Milton would be hard because he had Bird.
Yeah.
So we're going to look that one up, people. We'll get back to you. So now we go to, he made a great point. So if they let Steph continue to do what he's doing and get 40, it will open up. And Clay had about 8 pivotal points in the fourth quarter. Maybe Clay comes back tonight, we can get a little more rhythm out of Clay.
This is important. This part here is important.
So if Clay can get it going, it's going to be really hard because Steph is going to continue to shoot. And now Clay is knocking down those open shots. He's trying. He had a few, like I say, he had a good fourth quarter. He hit 8. And going back to the Steve Kerr switch, that gave him a little rhythm. They did go on an 11-0 run with sort of a different kind of death lineup. With Poole in there, with Otto Porter, Wiggins, Clay, and Steph. A little bit faster, definitely a lot smaller because Porter's smaller than Draymond. But that works. But again, these are game time decisions. This is not something Steve Kerr is planning to do. He's going to fill out the game and see where it goes.
You know what today is?
What's today?
I believe today marks the 3-year anniversary of Clay being out.
700 games.
It's a big deal for him. It's a big milestone. And he might show us some vintage Clay.
So the key with Clay tonight is, how's he getting to the game?
Bike. He bikes
Bike.
today. He boats game 7.
Hey, Leroy, what's the over under on Clay getting in with the bike? Is Clay coming in on a bike today? A bike and a helmet. Clay's safe too. He always wears helmet. I don't know if you all noticed that. Clay ride in with a helmet on. Now when he on the boat, he freestyling. He got his captain hat on. But when he on the bike, chinned up. All right, y'all. So tonight you got a couple more hours. Get in there. Last thing, this is sort of just a topic I wanted to talk about. Dynasties. Can an individual be a dynasty? Or do you have to be a team to be a dynasty? Think about that.
The individual is the answer. LeBron James is a dynasty.
So he stole my thunder. So when we talk dynasties, we always talk 80s Lakers. We talk the 6-0 Bulls. We talk to Kobe's two-time run. Phil did it with Shaq. He did it with Paul Gasol.
I don't know if that's a dynasty.
Well, they went 7 times over a 10-year span, won 5. That's a dynasty. They had some gaps in there, not due to a suspension. Sorry, Mike. Not due to a suspension. And then we talk about the Warriors, and even people question the Warriors, but this is their 6th finals, and they went 5 in a row. So I think you had to plug that in. They weren't like, if we switched to football, it wasn't a case of the Bills or the Vikings where they went 4 in a row and lost all 4, but they've had some success. But the reason I say it is as an individual or a team, even though LeBron bounced around, he made it 9 times in a row. 10. I think that's worthy of a dynasty, but you're an individual dynasty. He did the Cavs, he did the Heat, then he went back to the Cavs. You still went, and you went on your own. Like, some of those teams weren't very good. He went down to Miami. He had, the big 3. Then he went back to Cleveland. He had a nice squad. But there's something to think about that, we don't talk about LeBron as a dynasty, but I think he should. And y'all know me. Nope. Not a huge fan, but a very supportive basketball fan of his to some degree. But I think you got to give him credit that going 10 times for any individual warrants you something. Even if you don't talk about it from a team aspect, you got to talk about it as an individual aspect. So we're gonna take off. We're gonna get ready for this game. I'm gonna get my guests in. You got any last words? Any thoughts on the game?
I wouldn't bet this at all. Have a good night. Enjoy it. And the last thing I wanted to say, I think everyone misses this when you talk dynasties. Please do not forget about Tony Parker and Tim Duncan.
San Antonio does get included. San Antonio does fit in right after the Bulls with the Lakers. They do. Good call out. Hey, God bless y'all. Enjoy this game tonight. Like I said, we getting episodes in, so you can pretty much look for it. Andy, I expect to see this on the screen kind of after the game, maybe a post-game show. I might stick around. Post-game show. Should play one last night. It's pretty late. But a post-game show tonight. Hey, y'all have fun tonight. Enjoy the game, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome. Pleasure.